Nowadays, weather is just weather. Loud, inconvenient, sometimes dangerous, but never personal. That changed 3 years ago, and I still don't talk about it unless someone asks directly. My name's Brandon, and this happened in late October, just outside a small town in Oregon. I was driving back from visiting a friend, taking a shortcut through a forest road locals said to avoid after dark. It was already evening when the sky started to turn that heavy gray you only see before something bad. The rain came fast. Not normal rain. It slammed against the windshield so hard it felt like someone throwing handfuls of gravel. Within minutes, the road turned into mud. My GPS lost signal. No bars. No lights anywhere. Just trees. Endless trees. I should have turned back, but I didn't. About 20 minutes and lightning cracked, so close it lit up everything in a flash, and that's when I saw it. A house. It wasn't on any map I'd seen. Old wooden 2 floors, sitting alone in the trees like it had been forgotten. No lights, but the windows reflected the lightning in a way that made it look occupied. My car chose that moment to die. Engine sputtered once, twice, then silence. I tried restarting it. Nothing. Just that dry clicking sound. The storm was getting worse. Wind howling through the trees, branches snapping somewhere in the dark. I didn't have a choice. I grabbed my phone, used the flashlight, and ran to the house. The front door was already slightly open. That should have been enough to make me leave. But the rain was freezing and the road behind me was pitch black. So I pushed the door and stepped inside. The smell hit first. Damp wood, mold, and something faintly metallic, like old blood, but I didn't let my mind go there. "Hello," I called out. No answer. The house looked abandoned, but not empty. Furniture was still there. A couch, a table, even a coat hanging by the door, like someone had left in a hurry. I shut the door behind me more out of instinct than anything. The storm outside got muffled, instantly replaced by a thick, suffocating silence. That's when I noticed something strange. The floor was wet. Not for me. The pattern didn't match my footprints. These were older, and they led deeper into the house. I followed them. I don't know why. Curiosity maybe, or something worse. They led into a hallway and stopped at a closed door. As I stood there, lightning flashed again, and for just a second, I saw a shadow move under the door. I froze. "Someone there?" I asked. My voice didn't sound like mine. No answer. Then slowly, the doorknob turned. Not opened, just turned, like someone on the other side was testing it. I stepped back immediately. "Hey, I'm just trying to get out of the storm. I don't want any trouble." Silence again. Then the knob stopped moving. I stood there for what felt like minutes, heart pounding so loud I could hear it in my ears. Finally, I backed away and went into the living room again. That's when I noticed the photos on the wall. They weren't normal family pictures. They were wrong. Every photo showed the same house. This house. But in each one something was slightly different. The door position, the windows, and in some of them, there were people standing outside, in the rain, looking straight at the camera. And in the last photo, they were inside, standing in the living room, right where I was. I turned, slowly scanning the room, and for the first time since entering, I felt it. I wasn't alone, not in the house, and not in the storm either. I backed away from the photos, my breath getting shorter, sharper. Something about them didn't just feel wrong. It felt like a warning I was already too late to understand. That's when I heard footsteps. Upstairs. Slow. Dragging. Not walking. Dragging. I looked toward the staircase. It was dark, but with every lightning flash, I caught pieces of it, the railing, the worn steps, and something at the top. A shape, gone as soon as the light faded. "Hello," I said again, quieter this time. The footsteps stopped instantly. Dead silence. Then a single creak, like someone shifting their weight. I didn't wait. I moved toward the front door, grabbed the handle, and pulled. It wouldn't open. I pulled harder. Nothing. It felt locked, but I hadn't locked it. I twisted the knob again and again. Stuck. The storm outside roared louder, like it was pressing against the house itself. Then I heard it again, this time behind me. Footsteps. On the first floor. Impossible. I hadn't seen anyone come down. I turned slowly. The hallway where I'd seen the door earlier was darker now. Too dark, like the shadows had thickened. And then I saw it. A figure standing at the end of the hall. Not fully visible. Just wrong. Too tall. Too still. Its outline didn't match anything human. I couldn't see a face, but I knew it was looking at me. I stepped back, hitting the wall behind me. I don't want any trouble, I said again, my voice barely holding together. The figure didn't move, but the four did. That's the only way I can explain it. The wet footprints I saw earlier, they started appearing again, one by one, fresh, coming toward me. Each step slow, deliberate, but nothing was walking. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't think. I just stood there watching as the invisible steps closed the distance between us. Then suddenly, a loud bang from upstairs. The figure snapped its head upward. I swear I saw it move, this time fast, unnatural. Then it was gone. Just gone. The front door creaked behind me. I turned. It was open. Wide open. Rain pouring in. I didn't question it. I ran. Straight into the storm, slipping in the mud, barely staying on my feet. I didn't stop until I reached my car. And somehow, it started. First try. I didn't look back. I just drove. Didn't care about the road, the rain, anything. I just needed distance between me and that house. When I finally reached the main road, my phone signal came back. I called the police, told them everything. They said they'd check it out. The next day I went back with them. There was no house, just trees, no road leading to it, no tracks, nothing. I showed them the exact spot. I knew where it was, but it was gone, like it had never existed. But here's the part that still keeps me up at night. A week later, after I got home, I was going through my phone. I found a photo I don't remember taking. It was blurry, dark, but clear enough. It was the living room of that house, and in the corner of the photo, there was someone standing, watching me. And the worst part, the timestamp showed it was taken while I was already back in my car, driving away. It was supposed to be a quick overnight trip. Just me, my friend Dylan, and his cousin Trevor. We'd rented a small cabin near Black Ridge, about 2 hours outside any real town. No signal, no neighbors, just trees and a dirt road that barely deserved to be called a road. The forecast mentioned rain. Nothing unusual. But by the time we reached the cabin, the sky already looked wrong. Thick, low clouds pressed down like something heavy was sitting on them. The air felt tight, like breathing through fabric. Trevor laughed it off. Relax, man. It's just weather. That's what I told myself too, until the power went out. It happened fast. 1 second the cabin lights were on, flickering slightly. The next, complete darkness. No gradual fade. Just gone. Dylan swore under his breath. Probably the storm. I'll check the fuse box. Thunder cracked, so loud it felt like it hit the cabin itself. The windows rattled. For a second the entire room lit up in white light. And I saw something outside. Not clearly. Just a shape near the tree line. Too tall to be a person. Too still to be an animal. Then it was dark again. Did you see that? I asked. See what? Trevor said, already digging through a bag for a flashlight. I didn't answer, because I wasn't sure what I'd seen. We found 2 flashlights and a couple of candles. Dylan checked the fuse box, nothing wrong. It's not us, he said. Must be the whole area. That'd make me feel better. The storm kept getting worse. Rain slammed against the roof like handfuls of gravel. Wind howled through the trees, bending them so hard they creaked like they might snap. We decided to just wait it out. That's when the knocking started. 3 slow knocks. From the front door. We all froze. Trevor frowned. You guys expecting someone? Dylan shook his head. Out here? At this time? Another 3 knocks. Same rhythm. Not loud, but deliberate. I felt my chest tighten. Maybe someone stuck out there. Dylan hesitated, then grabbed the flashlight. I'll check. Don't, I said immediately. I didn't even know why I said it. It just came out. He looked at me. What do you think it's what? A ghost? I didn't answer. Trevor smirked. Relax. Probably some hiker. But something about it didn't feel right. No voice. No shouting over the storm. Just knocking. Dylan moved toward the door anyway. As his hand touched the handle, the knocking stopped. Not faded. Not slowed. Just stopped. He opened the door quickly like he was trying to catch someone mid-motion. Nothing. Just darkness. Rain. Trees thrashing violently. No one's there, he said. But I noticed something. The ground near the porch, it was mud. Deep wet mud from the rain. And there were no footprints. None leading up to the door. Dylan shut it a little slower this time. We didn't say anything for a while after that. The storm kept screaming outside. The cabin creaked with every gust of wind. And every now and then lightning would flash, and I'd find myself staring at that same spot near the tree line, waiting to see that shape again. I told myself I imagined it, until Trevor went quiet. What? Dylan asked. Trevor didn't respond. He was staring at the window. I followed his gaze, and this time I saw it clearly. Something was standing between the trees. Too tall, too thin, and it wasn't moving, even as the storm ripped everything else around it. No one spoke for a few seconds. It felt like if we said anything, it would notice us. Trevor finally whispered, "That's not a person." Lightning flashed again. For a split second, the entire clearing lit up. The thing was closer. Not by much, but enough that we all saw it. Long limbs. Wrong proportions. Its head tilted slightly like it was listening. Then darkness swallowed it again. Dylan stepped back. Okay, we're not opening that door again. Another crack of thunder shook the cabin. And then, 3 knocks. This time from the back door. All 3 of us turned instantly. Out, Trevor started but couldn't finish. The back door was on the opposite side of the cabin. No way anything could move that fast in this storm. Not without making noise. But there was again. 3 slow knocks. I felt something cold crawl up my spine. Don't answer it. Dylan didn't argue this time. We stood there frozen listening. The knocks came again. Slightly louder. More impatient. Trevor grabbed a kitchen knife from the counter, his hand shaking. If this is someone messing with us. It's not. I cut him off. You saw it. Silence. Then from outside, a voice. Soft. Almost drowned by the storm. Hello. It sounded human. Too human. Dylan swallowed. Maybe it is someone. But something was wrong with the voice. It didn't sound scared. Or cold. Or desperate. It sounded empty. Like it was just copying what a person should sound like. Please, the voice said again. Trevor moved toward the back door. I grabbed his arm. Don't. He pulled away. We can't just leave someone out there. Before I could stop him, he unlocked the door and yanked it open. Wind and rain exploded into the cabin, but there was no one there. See, Trevor said, turning back to us. That's when Dylan's face went pale. Trevor, he said slowly, pointing past him. Trevor froze, then turned around. The thing was standing right behind him, closer than it should have been possible. Its face, if it even was a face, was wrong. Stretched, hollow, and its mouth was moving. Please, it whispered again, but this time it was using Trevor's voice. Everything happened at once. Trevor screamed and stumbled backward, slamming the door shut. Dylan dragged him away as the thing's hand, too long, too thin, hit the wood with a heavy thud. Then scratching. Slow, deep scratches carving into the door. We backed into the living room, all of us shaking. It's not human, Trevor kept repeating. The scratching stopped. Silence. For a moment, I thought it was over. Then we heard it again. Not from the door. From above us. On the roof. Heavy footsteps. Moving slowly, deliberately, from one end of the cabin to the other. Then stopping directly over us. Dust fell from the ceiling. The wood creaked under its weight. And then, a single soft knock. From the ceiling. Right above my head. That's when I knew something. It didn't want to get in. It already could. We didn't sleep that night. We stayed in one room, lights off, barely breathing. The storm eventually passed, but we didn't move until sunrise. When we finally stepped outside, the forest was completely still. No sign of anything, except for the doors. Both of them were covered in deep, unnatural scratch marks, and the mud still had no footprints. We left immediately, never went back, and none of us ever talk about what we saw. But sometimes when a storm hits late at night, I still hear it. 3 slow knocks, waiting, listening, learning.